Oh, hello, other Katie. Hi.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm just waiting on the confirmation that the live is all set up.
Fair enough, Dan. You tell me when, and we'll start.
Okay, looks like we're good to go. I'll share my screen with the materials as well.
Thank you so much. Well, welcome
welcome.
everyone. Welcome to the June meeting of the Scranton HARB Historic Architecture Review Board. We normally start by giving introductions, and my name is Richard Leonori, Scranton architect and chair of the HARB. And then if we can go through the board, who's here? Mike, want to start?
Sure. Hello, my name is Michael Muller, and I'm a Scranton architect.
The two
I'm
Katies?
Katie Carney. I am the historian.
I'm the second Katie, Gil Martin. I'm the member at large.
Okay, and from the city, Dan, you'd like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Dan Penatar. I'm the solicitor for the HARB, even though I'm filling in for Brittany tonight, according to my name tag.
Fair enough. And I see we have a guest here. You'd like to introduce yourself, sir?
I'm Ed Reed from Reed Sign. I'm here to present my sign for Lehigh Valley Hospital.
Okay, excellent. Okay, the agenda, we have normally start with the review of the minutes of the meeting. We had two meetings last month and a special meeting. Okay, I think I don't know if I saw those meetings, meeting minutes. Here, did we all read them or not?
I'll pull them up here just so.
Okay.
Can you? Is this too far out, or can you see
No,
these?
I can see. I don't know about other
Okay.
people.
Dan, when
Fine.
you share your screen, you should be able to just pick one thing so it's not your whole desktop, and then we'd be able to see the PowerPoint or the PDF a little easier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me try that.
Okay, if the board could please review these minutes.
Is that any better?
Oh, now it's just me.
It looks the same to me, but
The
It
same?
looks
Okay.
better.
That's better
and,
for me. It's a little bigger.
Okay.
And if you go to view at the top, you can also choose view full screen, which will eliminate some of the borders there.
Oh.
oh, that's better. Yes.
That's okay there?
Yeah, that's for me, it's perfect.
I'm okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, there's the minutes for the May meeting. People will glance over and then I would accept a motion.
I reviewed these earlier, and I will make a motion to approve these minutes.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Katie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The minutes for the month of May are approved. Do we have minutes for the special meeting?
We do.
Okay, there's the meeting. So please take a quick look at that.
I'll make a motion to approve these minutes.
Okay,
I'll
do I have a second?
I'll
Thank you,
second.
Katie. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so those minutes are approved as well. With that, then we would go to the review of applications for certificates of appropriateness. So Dan, if you could bring up the agenda again, please.
Sure.
Okay, our first one is for Lehigh Valley Health signage, and this is for 300 Lackawanna Avenue. Do we have some drawings or some additional information to review here?
Let's see here.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is a replacement for Delta Medics. These are individual letters. This sign does or does not light up.
Yes, the proposed sign is internally illuminated channel letters. So yes, it lights the letters and the logo.
Okay, fair enough. But it doesn't have the big rectangle back there and whatever. Okay.
No.
Well, I find this to be a more attractive sign than the one that was there. But I would certainly welcome some comments from the board members.
I have a question. It looks like when I look at the section through the letters, all the letters are attached to that raceway. And the raceway, I think, is pointed at number 8. Is that the proper keynote item I'm looking at there?
Yes.
The raceway is scheduled to be primed and painted to match the facade. So that'll match the color of the brick. Is that the intention?
That's correct.
Got it. And the signage itself will be white, but backlit?
The letters, yeah, the letters will be white and backlit, and the logo is 3 colors.
Understand.
So the actual dimension of the letter there, it says number 3. How thick are these letters, Ed?
4 inches thick. And then the raceway is 2 inches. So they'll protrude approximately 6 inches from the wall.
Okay, and what is the side of the letters?
What color?
Yeah, or what material? What
Yeah,
color?
it's aluminum. It's aluminum, and we call the color pewter gray, which
Okay.
is a medium to dark metallic gray.
Now, is the logo similar in that it projects off the building?
Yes.
And
However, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No.
the logo sidewalls are also 4 inches thick. It also protrudes 6 inches off, but each swoosh, the sidewalls is painted the same color as the face.
as the swoosh.
Yeah, as that portion of the swoosh, yes.
Okay. Do we have any comments? Any more questions? Would we entertain a motion?
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve this application as is.
And I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I think, Ed, you got your sign, okay?
Great. So what are my next steps? Do you issue something to me that I give to the city for a permit?
The city issued something, I believe. Dan,
Okay.
you want to explain the process?
Yeah, sure. We will, you'll get an email with a letter that'll explain that everything is sent over to the permit office. So your next steps would be to just reach out to them to continue with your permit process.
Okay.
And they'll get the documentation from us with the results of the meeting. And then you
Great.
should be able to move forward with them.
All right. Thank you for your
And
help.
we are an advisory committee, and this
Correct.
goes to city council. We've approved this. They normally approve what we approve.
Great.
And so this will go to city council.
All right. Thank you, folks.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, I think it's a better looking sign than what was there, for sure. Okay, the next item is another sign for Pilger's Pastries, 350 Adams Avenue. I don't know if we have anybody representing Pilger's Pastries. I don't think we do. Dan, do we have drawings?
Yep, let me scroll down here.
Okay. Okay, so this is a fairly modest sign. I assume it's flat, painted? Doesn't light up, is that right?
So, see if there's any description in here.
Aluminum composite sign affixed to building facade.
And this is the same, the left-hand side of the building where that Boozy Bees
Yes,
is going as well.
yes. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm assuming it does not, there are lights over it. I'm assuming it does not light up and it's simply a flat sign into the sign board. Do we have any comments about this?
I mean, if it were my sign, I would want it to be bigger. I feel like I'd have a hard time reading that, but
It is,
I mean, I guess-
it is rather small. The other thing is, are those lights there or are the lights part of the sign?
the lights are existing. I
The
think
lights
this is an
exist.
application just for the sign.
Okay. Yeah, I think the typeface is rather small there.
And you
Yeah,
almost,
it is very small.
I mean, I would actually make a recommendation that they increase the typeface, make it more readable. I think they can do that without increasing the size of the oval.
but this may be their logo, so I don't know if you could touch that. You may have to make the
Uh-huh.
whole, scale the whole thing up. But
And
you're
then it- and
limited
then it
between the
wouldn't fit.
signs there, or the lights rather.
Gotcha. Okay, we entertain a motion?
I'll
I mean,
make a motion.
Okay, this is pretty modest proposal, so. Katie or Kate, which Katie said, Katie? you
Gil
gonna make a
Martin.
motion?
Sure,
accept
I
this?
can make a motion to accept it. Yep.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I think this passes. I think it could be bolder. I think there are things that would read better, but I don't think this is terribly objectionable, so.
And they lost their opportunity to come before us and get a free commercial for themselves to tell us
That's
about
true.
what kind of pastries they have
Right?
Absolutely. Yes, yes.
with our large YouTube audience tonight.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, I think we're on to the next one. Okay, this is the children's library. There are no drawings. I need to recuse myself from this, but let me explain what happened here. Okay, what do we got? Okay, so this is a view of the panels of the ceiling of the children's library portico. This is a 1914 building, and there are, I believe, 5 of these panels, and one of them collapsed. It was metal lath and mud set plaster. It weighed about 700 pounds. The one thing about this is all these panels, when the building was restored and renovated in the 1980s, they were this was a hand painted sky. There we go. Okay. So anyway, the library came to me, and what I proposed here, and this is what they're planning to do, is simply to replace this with an exterior grade gypsum board, which basically will look like a new plaster ceiling. They will not only replace the one that collapsed, but for fear of the others falling as well, they're going to replace all of them. The intent then would be simply to paint that gypsum board ceiling a pale blue, which I told them I would pick out. So anyway, I obviously cannot vote on this, but this is, in response to a kind of emergency. Thank goodness what fell wasn't over the main doors. It was in the corner. But there you see it. So any questions? I'm happy to answer. And the library is going to do this with their own maintenance forces. I did give them a specification as to how to do it.
I think luckily nobody was injured, and I will gladly make a motion to support this application.
And I will second.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I think the library is good to go. And thank you. Okay. Yeah, it was can you imagine that little piece of ceiling weighed 700 pounds?
Well, it
At
reminds
least
me
that's what the debris weighed anyway. Okay.
it reminds me of the church ceiling that fell up in, I'm not sure, was that Archibald or?
Oh, yes,
yeah.
yes, yeah, very similar, Mike. The the supports of this just gave way after 100 and some years.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Next on the agenda, and I just have one thing to mention. I got a call from Rose Rendasa, who was running the downtown Scranton mural project, and we approved months ago. There was an artist who features bees and does a mural based on bees, very accomplished. And so we got the mural approved without a site. And so they have approved this mural, at least the mural committee has, for the back of the Scranton Ballet building, which is on Mifflin Avenue. It's not attractive from the back. It's half stucco and half brick. I'm hoping they don't have the final design for the mural yet. I'm hoping the design will help to unify that facade. It will not be in a rectangle or a postage stamp. It will wrap around the corners and be rather free-flowing. So I don't know. They're telling me it's going to be hard to show it to the HARB because he's kind of doing it as he goes. So anyway, I did say I would talk to you guys about it, and if you have any recommendations or if you want to see something before it actually happens, I will try to make that happen. Okay. So are there any comments on that? Mike, you're saying you're muted.
Sorry about that. The mural, I just pulled up a Google Street View here. The backside of the Scranton Civic Ballet faces the former Gibbons Ford
Yes.
parking lot.
Yes.
You see.
Yes.
Well, how have we approached artwork in the past as a committee regarding certificates of appropriateness?
Well, the mural committee came to us with 3 proposed murals because they only wanted to pay the fee once, and we approved all of those murals. Okay. This one, they did not really have a site. And now I guess they've worked something out with Scranton Ballet Theater, and that's where it will be. Okay. I don't remember the one that's on Penn Avenue that has been finished. I don't know if we actually saw, maybe we saw a sketch for that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then,
Yeah,
of course, there's going to be the major, the office mural that's going to be on Lackawanna Avenue. I think we saw a sketch for that as well.
Yeah, my recollection is it's kind of, well, painting isn't necessarily in our jurisdiction. And so, but artwork is. And so I think that's where it got gray. And I think we agreed to review it, and maybe it was more of a courtesy than an actual certificate of appropriateness. So for that reason, I guess, while I'm curious what it looks like, I don't think we have necessarily, and maybe our solicitor can chime in there, but I mean, it'd be nice to see, but I don't think we have jurisdiction per se.
Dan, do you have a sense of that?
Yeah, I off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure. I know that it was brought to my attention that one of the issues is that painting doesn't require a permit, and the permit is normally what triggers HARB approval, but it still is an exterior modification to a building within the HARB jurisdiction. So that was a point that was brought up at one of my first meetings when Tim was here, and I'd have to dive into it a little bit more to know for sure. But that was my understanding of it so far.
Well, supposedly they're going to be doing this. They're going to start the first day of August. So we have, I mean, if we can possibly have some kind of sketches or some idea, I would hope that maybe they can just bring this to the July meeting and without the fee, and just as a kind of courtesy sharing of information. Do you think that's legal there, Dan, to do that?
For them to bring a sketch to the July meeting?
Yeah.
I would say the first thing I could do is I think it'd be helpful if I could pin down an opinion as to whether the painting should have to come before HARB in general, and that'll kind of dictate whether or not, if it does, then they probably should just do the full,
The
you
full
know,
review.
application process and
Okay.
come to, and if not, then, you know, then they don't need to worry about that. And I think we'll probably start getting more and more painting applications or art applications like that. So it'd probably be a good thing to just know for sure anyway.
I don't have the minutes from that meeting. I'm trying to remember. Was it before? I think it was right.
It's a while ago.
It was after COVID because I think we were on Zoom, but we did. I think that what we said something like, we'll waive the fee, but they have to come back before us or something. Was anybody else in that meeting?
I think that's kind of my recollection as well, Katie.
But I remember that Tim, like, we had to say it a very specific way. So if we could figure out what meeting that was and pull the minutes, it should be in there.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that.
I think it was post-COVID. I think it was in 2020 though, like maybe that summer. Because was there was one mural completed, right?
Yes,
That was the one on Mulberry Street, right?
and it's the one on
Mhm.
Penn Avenue.
You're talking about the Martin Luther King one, Katie, right?
Yeah, did that come before us?
I
Thought it did.
I think that one did. I think they came as a group.
Yeah.
We saw a number of murals all at one time.
Right.
So maybe what we saw was the B mural. We saw the work of the artist for the B mural, the Martin Luther King mural, and then the tightrope mural, the one that's on Penn Ave. We may have seen all three at one time. Does that seem right?
I'm just
I'll go-
looking. So the first article I have is in May of 2021. So it would have been before that when I just Googled it. So the minutes would be before that.
Okay. Yeah, I can go back and take a look and see what the minutes say. And I'll put together, I'll just, I'll send out an email to everyone about this before the next meeting so we can get it figured out ahead of time. That way, if they need to come before us, then they can come before us next meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
Also regarding painting, I'd like to point out that the building on the corner of North Washington and Linden Street has been painted, and that did not come before us again because they did not need a permit. Okay, so and I'm happy to see they painted it. Might but not be exactly what I would have selected, but just to say that it has been done. So I don't know if other people are aware of that, but
That was on North Washington and where?
Linden, on the corner,
Which building?
the building on the corner.
That would have been the old Blue Busy Bee Cafe, or right? The
Oh, Blue Bee or whatever it was.
Blue Bee.
Oh,
Blue
they
Bee
painted
Bistro,
it?
Yeah.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, it's okay. It's a little bright maybe for me, but it's nice. They did paint it. And it was looking pretty shabby. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back and I'll review everything, and this will be helpful anyway to get determination on the painting, because I know that was something that was coming up sometimes, because people are just doing it because they don't need a permit, and
Right.
This way we could figure out if we need to either that's fine as it is, or we have to maybe talk about if we need to change something to improve that process.
Okay. Is there anything else for the good of the order?
I think we have some, let me see here. We have 2 invoices from the Scranton Times, one for the June 1st meeting for $62.58. And then we have one from this meeting for $81.70.
Okay, may I have a motion regarding the payment of those invoices?
I'll make a motion to approve those invoices.
I'll
Second?
second.
Thank you.
I'll
Pete.
second. Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Dan, you may pay those invoices. Thank you.
Perfect. And
And our next meeting will be July 14th at 5:30. If there's nothing more, I request a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, folks. Thank you, Dan. And we'll be hearing from you on that issue, right?
absolutely.
Okay, excellent. Hey,
Thank
Thanks,
you, everybody.
everybody. Have a good night.
Everybody, take care.
Take care, everyone.
Good night.